LeBron James photo, USA Today Sports, 247 Sports Cleveland. The Toronto Raptors must feel like the Washington Generals as the Cleveland Cavaliers continue to be their nemesis led by LeBron James and the Globetrotters, Cavaliers. The Cavs continued their dominance over the Raptors with their 10th straight playoff win as they close out the series with a 4-0 sweep, 128-93 in Game 4 of the Eastern Conference semifinals in front of 20,562 fans at Quicken Loans Arena. With the win, the Cavs advanced to the Eastern Conference Finals for the 4th straight, as well as the 8th time in franchise history. They will await the winner of the Celtics, 76ers. Boston leads the series, 3-1. Cleveland has swept all 10 of their playoff opponents when they had a 3-0 series lead. The Raptors were the top seed in the Eastern Conference with a 59-23 record and the second-best overall record in the NBA entering the playoffs. "We talked about getting better and better," Tyronn Lue said. "I think the Indiana series really helped us to get better. We got a lot of contributions from a lot of guys who are playing well." Lue thinks the defense was really turned up in the Raptors series. "I think defensively we're playing pretty good," Lue said. "When we're able to get stops and get out and runs, we can be pretty good. We have to continue to get better, but we're playing pretty well right now." Raptors coach Dwayne Casey knew it was going to be tough in Game 4 going up against James and the Cavs, who eliminated Toronto for the 3rd straight. "I told them they were going to come out with a haymaker and they did," Casey said. "For whatever reason, we have the unlucky draw to play LeBron James and the Cavs the last 3 years." The Cavs built a 10-point lead in the first quarter and extended it to 16 points at halftime. Cleveland has struggled in many third quarters, but continued to put the foot to the pedal and extended the lead to 28 points after 3 quarters, 100-72, and reserves played out the remainder of the game. "I think in the playoffs we've always been better in the playoffs, because we get a chance to look in on one team," Lue said. "Overall, we wanted to take away DeMar DeRozan and their bench and I think we did that." Cleveland got it going early on as Kyle Korver hit a tray on around the horn from James to J.R. Smith for a 15-12 lead with 6:38 to play in the first quarter. The Cavs started 7 of 9 from the field. George Hill was 3 of 3 for 6 straight points, including back-to-back dunks on drives to the basket. He also hit Kevin Love for an assist at the basket. The Cavs lead by as much as 10 points in the first quarter when Smith hit a 3 for a 29-19 lead. Toronto outscored the Cavs 7-1 to finish the quarter and Cleveland led 30-26. Smith scored 12 points in the first quarter, hitting all 5 of his shots from the field, including 2 from three-point range. The Cavs closed out the first half with a 23-7 run to take a 16-point lead into the half, 63-47. After Toronto had tied the game at 40-40, Korver hit a 3 and then a layup for a 45-40 lead. Love scored on a driving layup on a pass from James to make it 47-40 with 5:52 to play. Love hit 2 free throws to push the lead to 9 and then took a pass from James for a driving layup to extend the lead to 11. Smith's third tray of the first half pushed the lead to 14 before James closed the half with a driving layup for their biggest lead of the game. In the first half, Smith was 6 of 6, including 3 of 3 from long range for 15 points to lead the Cavs 4 players in double figures in the first half. Korver had 13, Love 11 and James with 10. The Cavs continued to extend the lead and were up by 28 points after 3 quarters. With 23.6 seconds to play in the third quarter, Jordan Clarkson stole the ball and had a breakaway layup and was fouled by DeRozan to give Cleveland their biggest lead of the game, at the end of 3 quarters, 100-72. DeRozan was ejected on the play with a flagrant 2. He finished with 13 points and 5 rebounds. All 5 of the Cavaliers starters scored in double figures, with James leading the way with 29 points, followed by Love 23, Korver 16, Smith 15 and Hill 11. Jonas Valanciunas led the Raptors with 18 points off the bench. Tippins the King, LeBron James scored 29 points on 12 of 19 shooting with 8 rebounds and 11 assists in 38 minutes. James had his 5th career playoff game-winning buzzer beater in the series, in Game 3, including the second of this postseason April 25, 18 vs. Pacers. Dominate the North. The Cavs have won 15 of the last 17 games against the Raptors, including 10 straight playoff wins. They are 12-1 at the Q against Toronto since December 2014. DeRozan's short night. After sitting out the entire fourth quarter of Game 3, DeMar DeRozan sat out the fourth quarter for getting a flagrant 2 on a foul against Jordan Clarkson to end the third quarter. Good numbers. The Cavs averaged 115 points, 22.7 assists and just 7 turnovers in the first 3 games of the series. In Game 4, they had 128 points, 29 assists with 11 turnovers. J.R. Smith passed Chauncey Billups for 9th place in playoff history with 269 trays. More love. Kevin Love went over 500 rebounds in Cavs playoff history to become 4th on the list behind LeBron James chapter 1284, Tristan Thompson 587 and Zaidra Nazilgokas 523 3-ball. The Cavs finished 12 of 26 from long range for 46.2%. They were 6 of 12 in the first half with J.R. Smith and Kyle Korver having 3 apiece. Smith finished 6 of 6 from the field and 3 of 3 from three-point, while Korver was 4 of 5 and 6 of 8 overall. Kevin Love was 2 of 4. Hill doubles up. George Hill has scored double figures in 5 of his last 6 playoff games. Hill scored 6 straight points in the first quarter, including 2 dunks on driving layups. He finished with 10 points, 4 assists and 3 rebounds. CJ over Jonas. The Raptors started CJ Miles over Jonas Valanciunas. However, Valanciunas didn't stat but scored 10 points in the second quarter in the Raptors' comeback for 38-36 lead. He led the Raptors with 18 points in just 16 minutes. CD sighting. Cedi Osman was the first Cavs player off the bench with 1:12 to play in the first quarter, along with Tristan Thompson for James and Korver. Osman played 5:48 and was 1 of 3 for 2 points with an assist and a foul. No Hood. Osman appeared to take the place of Rodney Hood in the rotation, who did not play in the game. For all of your Cavs news in the playoffs, follow @FredGreetham on Twitter.